Welcome to the Sparky Coach podcast. We are built by Sparkies for Sparkies. Our vision is clear: make money, build wealth, be kind. Our mission is deliberate. We help electrical, solar, and aircon business owners generate revenue, drive profits, and control their time. If you would like to hear more about our program, please reach out. I'll chuck the link in the show notes and enjoy the podcast. We always hope it's beneficial for your business. We hope it cuts through noise and helps you understand what's important and what's non-negotiable. Thanks so much for all your support so far. We appreciate you. We love you. Enjoy the podcast. Today, we're going to go through 10 ways you can derail or fracture or stunt or stop the progress of your business compounding. Wow, business compounding. We're kind of in part 3 of a 4-part series. I guess if you haven't, I would strongly encourage you to go back to part 1 and part 2 of the power of business compounding. And I'm going to pull up a spreadsheet and show you the possibilities of what can happen if you just put one foot after the other, if you just grow organically 10% year on year, if you just hit your market wage and a net profit of 20 to 35% year on year on year on year. And sometimes, let's be honest, slow and steady really does win the race. Slow and steady really does win the race, especially when you're talking about over a 20-year period. If you're wanting to run 100 meters and if you're wanting to do all this stuff in 1 to 3 years in your business, you've got to be built in a certain way. It's like a running sprinter is built completely different to a marathon runner. They run at a different pace. They train different muscles. Their calorie intake is completely different. But, and so many of us try and fit into this mold of sprint. What if I run really hard? What if I hustle? And there's all this pressure on a 1-year result or a 2-year result or a 3-year result. When in reality, I would say 100% of our members, and I would say probably 90% of all people out there, will want to be involved in the business, or you're wanting to build something, or you're creating something that's going to last a distance of 15, 20, 25 years, 30 years. Not many people are trying to get in and out of a trade business in 3 years and sell it to skyrocket to the moon. And if that happens to you, fantastic, but you would be in the vast minority of people if that was to happen to you. So the majority of us that want to do the right thing consistently over time, over 20 years, and embrace our trade God ordained destiny of making money, building wealth, and being kind over long periods of time, this series is for you. So it's crazy to think what can happen with 10 to 20% organic growth in the business, year on year, over 10 years, over 15 years, over 20 years. So I'm going to go through 10 ways you can derail, you can stunt, you can fracture, you can stop the progress of your business compounding, which no one would want to do, by the way. I don't think it's in anyone's intention that they'll be like, you know what, I've got this really cool 15-year plan and I'm going to sabotage it right around year 3, year 5, year 7, year 1 or whatever. I don't think anyone's intentionally setting out like that, but it's amazing what life will do, what business will do, what consistently putting yourself in the pressure cooker could do. Sometimes good people can make bad or average decisions. Have you ever made a bad or average decision before? Chances are your hand is up. Chances are both hands are up. Chances are both hands, both feet, and your elbows up. Yes, 100%. We've all done it. Maybe it wasn't intentional. Maybe our intention wasn't to harm. Maybe our intention was pure, started to crumble away, whatever, but we've landed in a spot that we never intended to. And most of us would resonate with that. I don't know, how I got here. And we do know how you got here. You probably do know how you got here. It was an incremental effect of average or bad decisions over time. Lands you at a point where it's like, how did I end up here? And I want you to go in a good way. How did I end up here? I want you to have a beer or kombucha on a deck with the sun belting down on you, overlooking your grandkids playing in the pool, you're playing in the pool, Your rig's looking hot and sexy because you've been looking after yourself for a while. I want you to be standing on that deck, looking at a mountain, looking at the ocean, going like, how good is this? How good that I got here. I'm so stoked I got here. So that's what we want. We don't want to be going like, how did I get here? We want to be like, how did I get here? I am so stoked. So would you follow through with me as we go through 10 ways to derail and stunt your business compounding? We'll probably run this over two parts, I should say, but go with me here. All right, here we go. So pull up my spreadsheet here. Point number 1, how do you derail and stunt your business compounding? Point number 1, you fail to acknowledge the power of the compound. You fail to acknowledge. Now, whatever you're doing, if you're driving, if you're sitting by a fire, if you are running, just stop. Pull the handbrake up. Maybe that's a metaphor. Maybe you're actually doing donuts in a car park, but you need to chill for a sec. Check this out. So let's just say you had a revenue of $1.5 million now, and you compound 15%. So your business grows 15% organically year on year on year. Now, I will say this. If you can grow a business without having to sink nuts money into advertising or salespeople, good for you, because you get to keep a whole lot more of that revenue that comes in. And that's what we call net profit. It's what's left in the net at the end of the day. If it costs you too much to acquire a lead or you're too operationally heavy, you may not keep enough of that in the net and you'll be left going like, I thought I had a fish. Where's my fish? And your fish is gone. You cooked it in the operational inconsistencies of trying to release everything too early, and you tried to do all this stuff and you had 3 BDMs and 3 admins and all the gear and no idea, and you had all these subscriptions and it dwindled away to nothing. So if you have a $1.5 million revenue, compound growth 15% year on year at a net profit of 25%, we'll even make this hyper conservative. We want to shoot for the minimum of 20% net profit. If you just go conservative, you're going to land yourself at year 5, total profit to date, 2.5 million, yearly profit, including your market wage and your business profit, $650,000. Over year 10, yearly profit, including a market wage and business profit, $1.2 million. You've accumulated $7.3 million at this point. And year 15, your total revenue is at $10 million. Your total profit is $2.2 million. And your total profit to date is $16.2 million. Now, I want to pull the handbrake up here. I haven't gone into those people yet that are at $5 million. And you compound 5% year on year, and you're keeping a net profit of 20%, and you're paying yourself a market wage in line with what you could earn for someone else. Now, this is amazing, because at 5 million revenue, your best efforts to stay small might be thwarted by your excellent product. And what I mean by that is, if you're consistently providing a good product for people, and that's the goal, right? That the revenue would be happy people that return to you. It's not revenue, it's not a number, it's happy people happily purchasing your product, happily recommending you to their friends and family, happily will purchase your product again. When we say revenue, this is people. This is people giving you money. People going like, we heard about you, we heard you're awesome, we're gonna use you. This is the revenue is your reward for the excellent reputation you've built, for the excellent product that you consistently produce. Revenue is your reward. It's people saying, thank you. It's people saying, we trust you. It's people saying, let's do this together. That's so cool. If you've created something from nothing, that's people now saying, hey, we love you. We trust you. We've got you. Let's go together. That's absolutely legendary. You should be so proud of that. You shouldn't ever take that for granted. That's so cool. So imagine a 5 mil revenue, and I know specifically who I'm speaking to here, multiple people in our program. I want to encourage you, compound 5%, net profit of 20%. You got a total profit year 1. You might be in year 5 of the business, but let's just draw the line in the sand here and be like, this is where we're starting from, right? Year 1, total profit, $1.1 million. Year 5, we're at 1.3 million net. We've accumulated $6 million at this point. Year 10, we're at 1.7 million market wage super business profit. We've accumulated $13.8 million at this point. Year 15, forget about it. 10 mil revenue. We're keeping, the business is keeping almost 2 million. We're keeping almost 170. It's a total profit of $2.15 million every financial year, and a total accumulation of $23.6 million in 15 years. So just stop traffic wherever you are right now. Just stop. How old are you right now? You might be 25. You might be 30. You might be 35. You might be 40. How old are you right now? Just add 15 to that. So I'm 42. So I'll be 57. Can you believe that? 57 in 15 years' time. Now, if I was to start from scratch right now, and let's just say my business doing $5 million, and I started from scratch, and I hadn't quite spent my money well, used my money well, all this kind of stuff, and I was in this position, I'm just comforted. Everything that I'm like, okay, if I can just put one foot after the other, I am absolutely cooking. And wherever you're at now, reach out if you want a copy of this calculator. Wherever you're at right now, in 15 to 20 years' time, you can be cooking too. You can be absolutely cooking if you just don't underestimate the power of the compound. Now, a lot of people will hear this and it'll go over your head. You'll hear it and you'll be like, oh yeah, it's good for them, but I want my result and I want it now. It's like, you probably can't have that. It's probably not attainable. Anyone preaching that to you is probably trying to sell you something that you're not going to return to buy because they're lying to you. So it's so interesting that stop traffic right now, fast forward 15 to 20 years, you can be in an incredibly healthy position in 15 to 20 years if you just put one foot after the other. If you would just pull the handbrake up, take stock, see where you're at, and set a long plan. Now, most of us know how to set quarterly goals or yearly goals or things like that. But if we can just set a long-term goal of, I will make sure that people that purchase stuff from our company want to come back, they're happy to come back, they're happy to recommend their friends, they're happy to leave us a Google review, they're happy to promote us. Don't forget, your clients are your best advertisers. Your clients are. We don't advertise at Sparky Coach. We might one day. I'm open to it, but we don't at the moment. And I'm so comfortable. People tell people reach out, people listen to the podcast and get in touch with us from that. It's organic growth, slow over time. We are practicing what we preach here. We are practicing what we preach. We're growing a profitable business that's a good product that's going to stand the test of time. And that's what we want for you too. We are practicing what we preach in the Sparky Coach build. So don't underestimate or despise small beginnings, and don't underestimate. You should be so proud of what you've accomplished to this point. And you might be like, I'm fully cooked. I owe this, I owe that. You have no idea the position I'm in. But if you've got paying customers, and you've got staff members, you might be able to turn this bus around. And you might be able to be like, over a 20-year plan, my first 3 to 5 years is going to be get out of debt. I got to get out of debt. I got to get the ATO off my back, get the wholesaler off my back. I want a buffer in my business account. But it has to start somewhere. It has to start today. Burying your head in the sand won't do you any good. And not taking control of it won't do you any good. And also, on a 20-year plan, if the first 3 to 5 years are getting out of debt, that's only 25% of your 20 years that is going to be bad. And I say bad, but taking control of your finances is always good. And getting on a personal or business budget is always good. Spending less than you earn personally is always good. Spending less than your business earns is always good. It's always a good time. It's always a good time. You have to acknowledge the power of the compound. You have to acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge it. You can be in such a healthy place in 20 years' time if you would just stop and take stock. Stop and take stock. So point number 1, 10 ways to derail and stunt your business compounding. Fail to acknowledge the power of the compound. Point number 2. I love this. I love this one. This will resonate with you. Point number 2. If you want to derail your business compounding, stray from what works. Stray from what works. Now, what we preach hardcore, close a month, close a week, set and achieve 1 to 3 tasks. And that might seem incredibly simple, and that might even seem lazy to you. You'd be like, I might achieve 4 to 5 tasks. I could achieve 7 tasks. What if I close 2 months in a row? Like, you know, what if I close 2 months? It's just crazy, right? Like, it's just so simple. We run a monthly goals a monthly goals session in-house on Monday. And if anyone's interested to see what we do there, reach out. I'm happy to send you a video of it. But it's crazy the form was basically being like, how are you, where are you currently at? What do you want to do and how are we going to get there? It's actually a very linear pathway. And it's not a complicated form to fill out. It's meant to be challenging, because if it doesn't challenge you, it's probably not going to change you. And I filled it out, and at my summary was like, and everyone's responses were, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And I just said, hey, what you guys are saying is you're committed to closing the week. That's all you're saying. All you're saying is, I'm going to close the week properly. And I don't want you guys to tire of that. If you know what we preach with close the week, it's basically, did my revenue exceed expenditure this week? Do my hours have a home? Are the jobs working? Are the ongoing jobs working? Did I send my invoices? Have I sent my quotes? How is the workload? How is the staff? How am I? Am I working too much? It's just a bunch of to-do list. Bang. If we do that week on week, year on year, decade after decade, you are fully cooking. Don't stray from what works. It'll never shock me that when people come into the program, they're like, I close, oh my gosh, I'm learning so much. I close a week, close out. Cool. Now you've got to do this every week until your business, until you're not doing it anymore, basically. This is not a joke. This is going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work, and it does work. But you or someone has to do it week on week for as long as your business operates. And if that's too much to ask, and if you get too busy, that's not okay. You don't get too busy to eat. And closing the week is your business eating food. Nom, nom, nom. Give me some profit. I want some profit. Close the week is your business eating. Close the month is what's actually happening in your business. It's all good to have a forecaster. This forecaster tells me my hourly rate should be here, my break-even rate's here. That's cool, and it means absolutely nothing because it's just a forecast. It's like speculating the shape of a cloud. Yes, I might get it right, but you might get it fully wrong. So you got to forecast what the business is going, what you think under market conditions it's going to do, what your break-even rates are going to be like, how many hours you want to hit, and close a month is the actual Bible. This is what's actually happening in the business. And guess what's in between, in the meat of the sandwich? Close a week. So we've got the forecast, we've got the actual, and then we've got the meat in the sandwich, the protein of the dish. It's like, this is what's actually happening. And this is where the movement is. Too many people just close the year out and be like, oh, what do I do? I don't know what to do. Or too many people close a couple of weeks in a row and they'll be like, oh yeah, I got this. Yeah, I got this. You don't have this. No one has it. You're exchanging labor and materials for money in a subjective work environment. Every work environment is different. Every staff member is a little bit different. Every job is a little bit different unless you're doing typical cookie cutter, cable tray, commercial work, which is fine, nothing against that. That's actually the best kind of work. But even still, there's nuances across every part of electrical, aircon, solar. For this one, we're using these fixings. Now I've got this. This is a 600 tray. This is a 300 tray. This is this series. Now this is this series. There's so many nuances. There's so many moving parts. You're in the service industry. If you're not slowing down, you are not speeding up. If you are not slowing down to check this, you are not speeding up. And if you think it's double handling, I will always challenge this. I'll be like, cool. It's double handling as much as getting a multimeter out or getting a PowerPoint tester out and checking the switchboard before it's energized and checking the PowerPoint that it works. Is that double handling? Is testing a data point double handling? Is double checking something secured double handling? Or is it a natural progression of what has to happen? Is it just have to happen? So challenging. So challenging. Third point, 10 ways to derail and stunt your business compounding. Point number 3, underestimate the little gains. Just underestimate, just belittle the little gains. Don't underestimate the power of a compound. It might be having a hard conversation. It might be reading instead of scrolling. It might be working out instead of sleeping in. It might be putting the phone down and playing cards. It might be saying encouraging things instead of discouraging. It might be 1 to 2% net profit increase month on month on month on month. It might be 10 to 20 to 5 to 15% business growth month on month or year on year. It might be doing the right thing by Betty and not seeing an invoice. It might be doing some variations for free because that's just what you wanted to do. Now, my whole rule with giving free stuff in, if you're aware of how much it costs and you're not insecure and it's not driven by your ego and you feel to do it for free, do it for free. But if you are insecure about communicating, if your ego has gotten the better of you, if you fail to communicate properly, and if you don't know your numbers, that's probably not a good gut feeling. You're not hinging that on any form of structure. And our program typically attracts kind people who need to learn to make money. And that, you'd so much rather be kind first and learn to make money later. The people that are all about money, they're probably not going to learn kindness, but you have something so beautiful, so great, and that the world needs, that your clients need, that your business needs, that your family needs, that you need. That's fantastic. So that's great. That's the right order, I would suggest. Get this. Culture doesn't break, it crumbles. The little gains won't break. It's not going to break. It's not going to be a point in your life where you're like, that's when I stopped. It's not going to be like, I was doing all the little things right until June 1st when I stopped doing them. It's not going to happen like that. It's not going to break. It's going to crumble. The habits don't break. They crumble. They don't break. There's not going to be a point in time where it breaks. It's going to fall away one habit at a time. Oh, I didn't front check that job properly. I didn't send that quote with due diligence. I didn't return that phone call. I'm creeping outside of my work hours. That month, yeah, we lost money. That's all good. That project, I misquoted it. Yeah, haven't read for a while. I've just been doom scrolling. I can't live without my phone. Culture and the 1 and 2%ers, that's not going to break. It's not going to break. Your exercising is going to break. You're not going to exercise until you stop. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I stopped on June 30. It's not going to break like that. It's going to slowly crumble away until there's nothing left. Don't underestimate the little gains in business. We got through 3 points today. Stay tuned for part 2 of 10 ways to derail and stunt your business compounding. If you take one thing and one thing only out of this pod, make sure that you acknowledge the power of the compound. Acknowledge the power of the compound. Acknowledge what could be in 15 years. Not what should have been, not what would have been, not what could have been, what will be if you just put one foot after the other. I really hope this podcast inspires you and propels you on your trade God ordained destiny of making money, building wealth, and being kind. See you guys soon. That's a wrap on another episode of the Sparky Coach podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. It would mean a lot to us if you could like and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify and leave a comment if you think that pleases the electrical gods. And we hope this episode and all our episodes propel you in your trade God ordained destiny of making money, building wealth, and being kind. Thanks so much for all your support. See you guys soon.